This week on the podcast, Trevor Lee wrestles for an hour. I wrestle with Matt Sydal, and then I head on over to Worcester, Mass. Enjoy the show.
This is the Art of Wrestling with professional wrestler Colt Cabana.
All right, how you guys doing? Come on in, sit down, relax. You're about to listen to the Art of Wrestling, a professional wrestling podcast. It's a life podcast. It's a personal journal. It's an entryway to the minds and souls, the hearts and lives of the people involved in the world of professional wrestling. I am your host. My name is Colt Cabana. I'm feeling a little sick. I'm a sick boy. Not to be confused with WCW's sick boy. I'm my own sick boy. I'm also a bit of a voiceover artist. I'm a commentator. Most importantly, though, I'm a professional wrestler, and I am coming to you live from my studio apartment in Chicago, Illinois. Before I go any further, this is fan-supported and listener-supported podcast supported by people just like you. We give it to you free of charge every single Thursday. ColtCabana.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you get your podcasts from. A couple great ways that you can support, rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Tell a friend, tweet it out, Facebook it out, Instagram story it out. The best way that you can support, though, ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com. For the holiday season, I will give away free holiday cards made by Sarah Shockey. I got t-shirts. I got action figures that I will sign. Comes with a free card that I don't sell on the website. Micro Brawlers, children's book, winter hats. Get your loved one a gift. ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com. I did a voiceover thing for Ring of Honor. Maybe you saw that. The Pinnacle. Dave Lagana is making these videos. The Pinnacle. I am the voiceover man. I did the voiceovers right here on this podcast mic and sent it on over. I'm also a little bit stuffy. Does that make for good podcasting? I'll tell you one thing finally that my insurance did do. I got a free flu shot. So I've been feeling sick, and I ran over and got that free flu shot. And Thanksgiving. This is post-Thanksgiving. I had Thanksgiving with my parents. Mama Cabana, she says hello. We had grilled chicken wings and coleslaw. You know, for years, my mom would get so mad at me that I would travel to Louisville, Kentucky, or sometimes overseas to do professional wrestling while it was Thanksgiving for years. I got so much shit, but I was like, Mom, this is what I have to do. These are the sacrifices that you make if you want to make it in the world of professional wrestling. And then finally, I get back to a Thanksgiving in Chicago, grilled chicken wings. It's all right. It's the idea that we sat down and had a meal, which we can do any night of the year. That was always my argument. The night before Thanksgiving, Marty and I were at North Bar. Another success. Comedy show success. Huge success. Sometimes I worry. I wonder if the crowd will dwindle over the years. But no, it's getting stronger. Building up an annual tradition. And another annual tradition is the Saturday night after Thanksgiving, AAW is in town. It's an easy drive for me. This time it was a $4 Uber. Right on over to the Logan Square Auditorium. Talked to a couple friends up there. Like I mentioned, Trevor Lee and ACH, they wrestled for an hour. I did a tag match. But something that kept me laughing was knowing that some of the guys on the show had a midnight flight to Providence, Rhode Island, so they could work the Beyond Wrestling show, the same show that I was doing the next day. And one of those people was Eddie Kingston, and he was so paranoid that he was not going to get out and make it to the flight.
I just wanted to get your panic right now, right?
I'm panicked, yeah, because I got to get to the airport. My flight's at midnight to Boston, the worst place in the world.
Well, I'm going to see you there tomorrow.
Yes, you're going to make it better, but it's still Massachusetts, still Boston. It's going to suck.
But all day you've been panicking about this flight.
Not panicking, just like, I don't want to rush to the airport.
You were worried that you weren't going to make a midnight flight.
Yeah, you never know with Chicago traffic and the guys I have to ride with. They're morons.
So do we know what time it is now?
No, what time is it now?
I don't know. What time we got, you know? What? You got a watch on you? 9 o'clock.
Oh, we got time. I'm not worried now.
But you're not dressed? You still got to cool down?
Because I'm doing this with you. When I'm done with this, I'll get changed.
You want me to leave?
It's up to you.
I want to hang out and talk.
Well, too bad. You got to go.
Okay. I hope you don't make your flight.
That's bad juju. That is horrible juju.
I'm sorry. What did you call me?
Juju.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Excuse me.
That wasn't no.
This is my podcast.
Don't ever do that because next thing you know, I'm
this
getting
is my podcast.
You're right.
You can't pluralize that. You can't double up on a hard J.
That was not a hard J. That was like a voodoo thing, like juju. Yeah. No?
Jews, voodoos. It all rhymes.
All the same thing.
My favorite part was the next match after us was Trevor Lee and ACH, and then it was going to be intermission. But there's a new theme in the world of independent wrestling because, I think this is storied. When I started selling merch, it was me and maybe Chris Hero and maybe another. And now every single wrestler is out there selling merch, and there's not enough space at the merch stands. So the wrestling ring has been taken over. And David Starr was in that car. He needed to get to the airport, but David Starr had left his merchandise underneath the ring. So that car wasn't able to leave to go to O'Hare until the next match finished. And the next match was Trevor Lee versus ACH for an hour. They made it. Barely, but they did make the flight. And let's see how Trevor Lee made it after wrestling for an hour in Chicago.
You just wrestled an hour and you seem all right.
Yeah, not too bad, I guess. Yeah, it was fucking awful what happened, but
Yeah, just being in there.
yeah, just being in there was awful. Yeah.
I mean, I've had a couple of hour-long matches, and I remember, I don't know, just like I couldn't wait till it ended. But also, there's so much emotion going through in there.
Yeah.
You probably want to you're living in the great emotion, but also you're like, why can't this ever end? Yeah.
Exactly, right? But I mean, it was weird because it wasn't an Iron Man, so it was just like a straight up singles match, and then there was no fall, so I mean, that was kind of, I guess, you're just kind of working to finally hear that fucking bell go off. But
did you fear that people would realize it would be an hour draw?
I don't know. I kind of felt like they would get behind it. I mean, just because ACH is so over as a babyface anyways, that I knew that they would kind of be behind everything, but yeah, I didn't know if they would be negative towards it, but going so long. But they were there for everything I felt we wanted them to be.
Yeah, they loved it, and I can't believe you're just standing, hanging out right now.
Yeah, just really about to pass out probably in the next 10 minutes.
You're a well-conditioned man.
I mean, sometimes.
But you didn't bring oranges or bananas for afterwards or anything?
That probably would have been a good idea. That would help me from cramping or something. Yeah, probably.
You need energy back. You need some Gatorade in you.
I'm probably gonna eat some Chipotle. Help get that back, finish off that bang boy, right there.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll get me going.
I got a feeling you're probably gonna go out and party tonight.
Yeah, I'm 100% going to exit tonight. Yeah.
Not
definitely.
even tired. You have an early flight tomorrow too?
Yeah, flight's at 8 o'clock. Yeah, so probably exit until my flight.
What's the longest you wrestled?
My longest I've wrestled is 104 minutes.
Oh, so this is nothing.
Oh, this is a walk in the park.
Who'd you do 104 with?
This guy back in North Carolina named Roy Wilkins. This is the biggest stage, I guess you could say, that I've went that long though. That was small town North Carolina, mid-Atlantic, just easy crowd. This was the first real crowd, that I've tried it in front of.
Were they with you for the 104?
Yeah, it was I was a babyface, and it was the first. It was the match where I was supposed to win the heavyweight title or whatever. So they were behind it all the way through. Yeah, it was insane.
Well, I'm impressed.
And you can watch that on YouTube. Go on. CWF Mid-Atlantic, YouTube. It's on there. Roy Wilkins versus Trevor Lee. 104-minute match.
And they have to. It's either you have to watch all 104 minutes or none, right?
Yeah, you got to watch it straight through. But you won't know it's 104 minutes. It'll just be like watching the Titanic.
Which I just saw for the first time last year.
Oh, that's terrible.
The movie or that I just saw it?
Probably both.
Did you like Titanic?
Nah, I was a kid, so I really don't even remember it. I just know the boat sinks and people were in love.
Spoiler.
And there was definitely enough room on the door for that girl to let the dude on.
Right? It was an iceberg, but...
Iceberg. I thought it was a door.
Or I thought it was an ice chunk. Maybe it was a door. You might be right.
Yeah, I didn't even watch it.
I know, and I just saw it last year, but...
Yeah.
All right, well...
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on here.
We'll have Trevor and Colt's movie reviews next time.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Am I interrupting you taking your shoes off?
I mean, it's not an interruption. I can possibly do two things at once.
Oh, we were partners tonight.
Yes, I was reminiscing of us being roommates while we were in the ring.
I know. For those who don't know, 10 years ago we roomed, under the guise of the evil empire. No, I'm just kidding.
We lived together in Louisville for a little bit. While I was just getting settled in there, you and Ace took me in.
Did you live in our place for a bit?
Yeah, for a couple of weeks till I found a place,
okay.
and then when we moved down to Tampa, we moved together.
So
and ate Michelina's dollar. 99-cent. What are those?
Little pizza puffs.
Pizza puffs.
But mini pizza puffs.
Pathetic.
Those were Paul Burchell's favorite. He put me onto those. Sometimes they were 6 for $5. What a deal.
What a steal. And microwavable. We were culinary artists back then.
I like to think so.
Yeah, truly.
We've never tagged before. Have we wrestled before?
Ring
of Honor?
A couple times way back in the early Ring of Honor. But no, I would just show up to IWA Mid-South shows and you would just make fun of me. But we didn't really wrestle much.
This is an overlapping theme of me. This is the same thing Generico and Steen would say. Then we all became friends. I think that's my way of making friends, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was like mean at all. It was just funny.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, definitely not mean.
Now I felt bad for a second.
Oh, no.
But I think that's the Jewish people were shit givers almost.
Yeah, you got a lot of chutzpah.
I like to give shit. It's my way of making friends.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see you back up here.
Yeah, it's great being in your territory. Thanks for the house. Thanks for there are T-shirts in the crowd. It's just like, man.
I saw a lady with a Sydal shirt.
Dude, I'm telling you what, I love Midwest wrestling. I love these fans. Like, I know they would shit on you if you did a bad job. Like, I know that they want good wrestling. Like, it was really cool and really fun watching those guys go 60 minutes. And, right. Yeah.
And you're going to Duluth, did I overhear?
Duluth, Minnesota
Who's in Duluth, Minnesota?
Bro, the business is hot in Duluth. It's like it's me versus the Mighty Ducks. I think
they were clamoring for some side out.
They were hooting and hollering, I believe, is what the promoter told me. He said they're hooting and hollering for you, pal. So okay, I'll be there. Sunday matinee show and nothing better.
Do you know anybody on the show?
Church. Yeah, Eric. I know for sure Eric Cannon's on it, and a number of other people's faces were on
local
that poster.
Minnesotians.
I'm sure there's a draw somewhere in there.
Well, enjoy yourself.
I am absolutely enjoying myself.
Should we do some yoga on the way out here?
Man, how's your shoulder?
Awful.
After that. Yeah, I was like, I don't think my arm's attached when the match was over, and then 20 minutes later, I was like, it's back to attached.
That's how wrestling works, I think.
I wish you would tell me how wrestling works. I've been waiting to figure this shit out.
Matt, I know wrestling a lot more than I know life. I could probably tell you how wrestling works way more than I could tell you how life works. OnYourOwn.org/wrestling is a blog that will help you understand how life works. This is something I believe in, and they're not trying to sell you anything. They're literally trying to just teach you how life works. I've had a problem with the school system for my whole life. When I was in school, you tried to teach me about things that I don't need to know, and still to this day, how come no one taught me how to do my taxes? I cut my finger the other day. I didn't know what to do. Why is it that I have to go to a YouTube tutorial to learn everything? Well, that's how it is. The internet teaches us everything, and weirdly, school doesn't teach us the things that we need to know about finances and schools and jobs and all that kind of stuff. And that's what On Your Own is doing. It's a personal finance blog that provides free and unbiased information that anyone can understand. Whether you're starting out in the real world or just looking for a new beginning, On Your Own will be there as a helpful guide and your biggest supporter. On Your Own blog articles are written by personal finance experts from the National Endowment for Financial Education. The NEFE is the leading nonprofit national foundation dedicated to inspiring empowered financial decision-making for individuals and families. The On Your Own blog covers a wide range of topics like how to choose a credit card, how to start investing, and what to do if your identity is stolen. It only links to the reputable resources that you can trust. This is stuff that you need to know about in the real life and no one teaches. Here's where you can learn about it. OnYourOwn.org/wrestling. It's a great free resource that will empower you to make better financial decisions. That's OnYourOwn.org/wrestling. Maybe as we build this reputation, they'll have a wrestling tab. How to save money on the road, where to buy your boots, highspots.com. Where to buy your AMA knee pads, highspots.com. Should you tweet that a promoter is only going to pay you $40 to travel 10 hours, and that's not enough to cover your expenses, and if you might get hurt? No, you should not tweet that. This is the information that would be on yourown.org/wrestling. What about promotions-wise? Should there be a promotion whose locker room is underneath the venue and the wrestling ring is right above them and the ceiling seems like it was built in 1835? It's risky. It's very risky. But I'm going to say if you're wrestling for Beyond Wrestling, then I'll allow it. All that squeaking went away. Maybe it's over there.
It's the hardwood floors that were right below that are going to come crashing down on us any second.
Yeah, you want to describe where we're at?
Well, we are currently in an asbestos-filled basement with a bunch of booze that wrestlers will never steal ever. No one will ever take anything that's... Yeah, we're just in the basement of a bar, and it's real grungy.
If this was 2001... That booze would all be in my trunk, even though I don't even drink. I'd still be like, this needs to come with me.
We're in. I thought we're even in 2001. Were wrestlers still like crazy up on pills and powders and stuff in the back though, or when did that kind of die out?
Well, IWA Mid South where I wrestle, you better believe it.
Yeah, no, of course. That's
and me and Chris Hero sitting there with like twiddling our thumbs.
Yeah, weird. Yeah. I think what someone was saying before, it's like wrestlers are so dumb now. He's like everyone else back in the day, they'd all go out looking for girls and doing drugs. Now everyone's like, I'm gonna go back and play video games and just hang out and go to sleep. It's real nice.
That sounds like the greatest life ever.
Yeah, no, I'm not into any of that other stuff, but yeah, no.
So we are at a place called the Electric Haze.
Yes.
It's a hookah bar / wrestling venue. Oh, we did wrestle last night. We were on the same show together last night, but you aren't living in America anymore, and I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I'm living just outside of London now.
What an interesting move. What's in the life choice of this?
I have a really annoying girlfriend that lives there, so I figured I could go there to pester her as much as possible. I'm just wrestling there 4 or 5 times a week usually, so work kind of brought me over there, I guess. And then it helps that I get to go see a doctor for free.
Which we discussed.
Yeah, no, that's definitely one of the factors, no doubt.
Was there anxiety in the idea that you've built your name up over here, or whatever it is, or you slowly but surely you're trying to make this name, and then you have to kind of move it all to a different country?
I think it's actually more the other way. I think any kind of steam I built, I thought was actually built on the back of the stuff in Germany and the UK, and then I'd kind of bring it here because. I mean, it was just this year when I got like really good places like AAW's within this past year, and like PWG was in this past year. So I think that overall, like, I got that more from overseas, and then bringing it here, and now just keeping it there, you know. So
there is a meeting happening now, and we have to leave.
Yeah, Drew's going to tell us that we can't spit at each other and say derogatory comments. Break anything.
We should pay attention.
Yeah.
Don't do anything. Anything on the outside has to be done on the side facing the stage, but you have to be careful because there's audio equipment on the floor. If anybody has a mic spot, which unfortunately we have a lot of explaining to do since the card continues to change, there's way more mic spots on a show than what there should be, which loses crowd interest, bores the fans, draws things out. It's kind of like this locker room meeting. Please be as terse as possible on the microphone. Get in, get out, hand the mic to Palladino. Do not slam that equipment to the mat. Do not throw it. It is not ours. Let's cool it on the vulgar language as best as we can. It was way over the top yesterday. I don't know if everybody just thought it was funny to swear because we're at quack school, but it doesn't make a show better. And absolutely no spitting.
Full circle. He called it. No spitting. Drew Cordero says, no spitting. I always like those little locker room speeches. I asked his permission to put it on there first. I don't think it's right to record somebody and then just put it on. And I asked him, and he said, yeah, that's fine. As for David Starr, again, another full circle scenario. He was flying out that night to Progress Wrestling. We were a little bit early on the show. He didn't make the flight. So we were hotel buddies, and then he had a 7 a.m. flight. And I tried to fly home the next night to Chicago. Many delays, but I eventually got there. It's my home, Chicago, Illinois. Not to be confused with David Starr, who now lives in London, England. Full time. I mean, I moved there for a little bit of time, a couple months. He's full time, setting up a new life for himself. I love it. I love it when wrestling takes us in these weird places. And I love wrestling, and I love you. And I love you listening to this show. And it's almost over. Before we get out of here, though, we do have some plugs and
upcoming events.
Again, get a free holiday card signed by me from Sarah Shockey, ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com, Twitter and Instagram at Colt Cabana, Facebook /Colt Cabana, my storytelling podcast, Pro Wrestling Fringe, plus past archives of this show, old and new, ad-free on StitcherPremium.com/Colt. Use the code Colt, get a free month, ColtWrestling@gmail.com. It's my very public email. Maybe a promoter who want to put me in your upcoming show or convention, or even be documented on this very show. I do have some dates open, January 18, 19, 20, December 21st, 22nd. Tell your local promoter. I also have a YouTube channel. I also have a website, ColtCabana.com. That's where you can get my P.O. Box. Send me something fun. Upcoming, a little tour of Ontario, Canada. Friday, November 30th in Oswegan, Facebook/SKM Six Nations. Saturday, December 1st, Brantford, Facebook/Magnificent Championships. Sunday, December 2nd, Hamilton, alpha-1wrestling.com. December 14th and 15th, New York City and Philadelphia. I'll be doing commentary, ROHwrestling.com. Sunday, December 16th, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Facebook/CWAPR. Friday, December 28th, Cleveland, Ohio, AIWrestling.com. Saturday, December 29th, Marionette Park, Illinois, AAWrestling.com. Friday, January 4th, San Antonio, Texas, Facebook/RCW Forever. Saturday and Sunday, January 5th and 6th, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Facebook/First Wrestling. Intro music is by the Ukulele Teacher on YouTube. He just started selling his own ukuleles. Outro music by Superfun Yeah Yeah Rocket Ship Podcast. Cover art and design by Jimmy Lee. Photo by James Musselwhite. Thanks to Eddie Kingston, Trevor Lee, Matt Sydal, and David Starr for coming on the show this week. Sponsors, highspots.com. You heard me talking about them before. A VOD service, AMA knee pads, gear, masks, even a wrestling ring. Plus OneHourTees.com. They help run ProWrestlingTees.com. Oh, that Black Friday sale, something else. I still got shirts over there. It's still the best way to support your favorite wrestler directly. All right, this has been The Art of Wrestling. For Colt Cabana, I'm Colt Cabana. Thanks.